Hi, my name is Sadie and I'm one of the coordination specialists, also known as transaction coordinator with Moncord Real Estate Professional Services. Today, we're going to talk about how we, as a transaction coordinator, can help you as a real estate broker grow your business. First, let's talk about what a transaction coordinator is for those of you that do not know. A transaction coordinator is a real estate professional that manages a transaction from start to finish. Transaction coordinators are trained in every aspect of a transaction. They handle paperwork, communication, and deadlines involved in a process. There are several benefits for you to hire a transaction coordinator for your team. Benefit number one is you have more time working with your clients. You can show your buyers homes, or you can attend listing appointments. So that's benefit number one. Benefit number two, you have more time to sit down and do a marketing plan, strategize how to gain more business without worrying about your transaction, because you know your transaction coordinator has everything handled and will ensure you a smooth transaction. So those are the two that I would say will be beneficial for you to add that transaction coordinator to your team. As a transaction coordinator myself, I do three things for you. I handle your paperwork, I do a lot of communication, and make sure that we meet the deadlines that are agreed in that contract. So let's talk about handling the paperwork that I do. I make sure, so when you have a contract, a mutual contract, I would go in and review it, make sure that we have all of the signatures in every single pages, make sure that it's completed and we can execute it correctly, and submit that over to office compliance. And on top of that, if you have any additional forms that I need to draft, I would draft that for you and send it off to your client to sign and deliver it to escrow, whether it's to lender, to your office compliant, as well as the other party. So that piece is for the paperwork. Now, when it comes to communication, I communicate with all of the parties that's involved in that transaction. Again, escrow, lender, the other agent, as well as your client, whether you're serving the seller or the buyer. We communicate throughout the whole process. I provide a weekly update to ensure that we are on top of things. Like we have all of the updates correct, make sure nothing is missed and nothing falls through the cracks. So those weekly updates are very important. So we do a lot of communication. And for the deadlines, I make sure that we are meeting contract deadlines and that we're not missing out on opportunities should your client decide to back out. And especially with like inspection. If you decide to do a 10-day inspection, we'll give you a reminder saying, hey, your buyer inspection response is due so-and-so date. Let me know if you need me to draft going back to that paperwork. If you are serving the buyers, you've already done the inspection, but you don't have time to fill out the inspection response form, you can let me know and I'll draft that for you and send it off for signature. Once it's completed, send it off to the other party and then track again, like seller's response is due so-and-so date. We would then send a reminder. We would check in with if we've reached that inspection, satisfaction to the inspection contingency, and making sure like a few days before we close, a lot of communication, and we meet the deadline of closing. So whatever is agreed in that contract, we make sure that we are aligned and we do what we say and comply with the contract in regards to the deadlines. So when you reach a mutual contract with the other party, you would then send over that contract over to us to me or any of the transaction coordinator that's assigned to you. And we would review, we would read through the contract, we would put together a summary for you. And once that summary is completed, we would then send an introduction email to introduce ourselves, because we want to make sure that every party that's involved in this transaction knows who we are, and to ensure that they add us to all of the email correspondence. If you have any questions regarding Transaction Coordinator, feel free to go to our website and fill in the information, and one of our team members will be in touch with you.